I just become a Christian when I went to college at Emory, and I had just gotten into Reformed theology, and they had just started an RUF at Emory. And the guy who was in charge of it and getting it off the ground was a Covenant grad, a guy named Jeremy Jones. And he was really the first person that helped me understand what the gospel was. He would sit with me and he would read the Bible with me. He would explain theology to me and do it in an in-depth way and do it in a very personal, one-on-one way where it was conversational. And I think I felt very seen in a way that I had never been seen. Some of it is because he was just a good pastor, and that's just what good pastors do. Some of it was because I think he'd imbibed a lot of the ethos of Covenant, caring a tremendous amount about the scholarship and the study and the learning. I mean, it's a seminary, but also alongside of that, understanding that we want to form pastors who have a heart and who see people relationally and care for people relationally. And the only way to teach people that kind of grace is to give them that kind of grace and to walk with them through things that are not easy and show them how to be a pastor in the middle of that for other people.
My dad planted an RUF at Emory in Atlanta when I was about 3 or 4 years old. And Simon Stokes was one of the first students my dad met when he was trying to plant RUF at Emory. And Simon was 18 at the time, a freshman. Cut to, when I got out of college and decided to do the RUF internship, they placed me at UNC with Simon. And so I got to do 3 years of ministry under Simon, and he got to be my boss. And for my dad to have been his campus minister and then for him to be mine was a really cool full circle moment. So many times in conversations with Simon, he was always quick to point out the good he experienced at Covenant and how meaningful he thought that would be for me. So really thankful for the ways that connections come full circle in the PCA and in Covenant Seminary.
When I was doing RUF, I had lots of different kinds of students come through our ministry. And for my male students, I would spend a lot of time with them. And I would recommend Covenant because they saw someone who cared a lot about them who'd been formed by this place. They wanted to provide a similar level of care for other people. And they wanted to do it in a way that was thoughtful, that was saturated in the gospel, that understood scripture, and that cared for the rest of the world in a way that a lot of other people didn't, but that Covenant would shape people to do.
I keep running into people who are in ministry now who went to Covenant, who have a pastoral heart and are careful in the way they approach hard issues. And they approach those issues with a care for the person they're talking to more than they care about trying to just hammer in the right answer into someone's skull. And that's the sort of thing you would point to in ministry and say, you can't teach that. That's just you have it or you don't. I think at Covenant, it seems like you can teach.
I suddenly had this amazing opportunity to love this young man who I have known since he was 7 years old, and I knew because his dad had been my campus minister, and to help him discern a call to ministry and just play such this wonderful, formative role for him. And that was such an act of God's grace in my life. I mean, I love Jeremy, and he gave me a gift that I could never repay, but the opportunity to care for his son and help him think about ministry and send him with my blessing into pastoral ministry through Covenant was really such a kind thing that the Lord did in my life. And I hope in Isaac's life too, but at least in mine.